Time now to talk more about National's implosion with our political breakfast club. Joining us from Wellington is Chris Bishop from National, Kieran McAnulty from Labour. Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, Hayley, how are you?
Chris Bishop, I'm going to start with you, of course.
I thought you might.
Yes. So you obviously have worked with both Simon Bridges and Jamie Lee Ross. How has this impacted you?
Well, look, yesterday wasn't the greatest day, I think it's fair to say. I've had some great days in politics. Being elected was pretty cool, being sworn in. And I've had some bad days, and yesterday was probably the worst, to be honest. I mean, basically what happened is we started the day with 56 MPs in the National Party caucus, and we ended the day with 55. And we ended the day with 55 because we expelled one of them from our ranks because of gross disloyalty. Frankly, despicable behaviour. No political party can tolerate some of the things that Jamie Lee Ross has been going around doing, leaking against the leader, undermining the leader and his caucus colleagues, lying repeatedly to his colleagues and to the media. So we did what we had to do. So tough day, but look, I was going to say these things happen, but actually usually they don't. It was a pretty unique series of events yesterday, but we'll get through it like the strong team we are, and regroup around Simon and move forward from here.
So you can say with conviction that Jamie Lee Ross was lying to the media yesterday.
Jamie Lee Ross repeatedly told the media that he did not leak Simon Bridges' travel expenses. I believe that to be the case, and I believe that the report that's been produced by PwC and the independent QC's report shows that to be the case. I don't know why he just doesn't admit it. Everyone knows that he did it. And for him to continue to basically say that he didn't is frankly unbelievable. He admits that he leaked the secret text message, the later text message around the sort of was meant to be anonymous text from people saying they had mental health issues. He admits that he leaked that. I don't know why he just doesn't admit to leaking the original thing in the first place, which sparked the whole series of events.
This whole issue has sort of moved away from the who leaked the expense accounts to his accusations of corruption against Simon Bridges. Now, do you think that Simon Bridges fronted well to the media yesterday? He refused to answer whether he knew about these donations.
I think Simon did a great job. The press conference was about Jamie Lee Ross's expulsion from the caucus. Basically Jamie Lee has said a whole bunch of wild things. He spoke for an hour. He drove for 9 hours and spoke for an hour. Basically said a whole series of extraordinary statements, breathless accusations in that time. It's really up to him to put up or shut up. I mean, he can, what's he actually accusing Simon Bridges of? It's not totally clear. You can't just throw around the words like corruption over and over again and have them reported and expect no scrutiny. So look, if he's got allegations that are credible, he should put them to the police. But frankly, given his credibility with the lies and the mischief making and the undermining, I don't think anyone should really take his accusations seriously at all.
Kieran McAnulty will give you a chance to speak on this. The Labour Party must be rubbing their hands in glee.
I wouldn't actually go that far, to be honest. I mean, I'm a little bit nervous coming on today because it's not in my nature to put the boot in, and I don't think anyone watching on TV would thank me for doing it anyway. And it's a pretty extraordinary situation. And what happened in Parliament yesterday when I stop and have a yarn to quite a few people when I'm walking about, and all the old timers said they'd never seen anything like it. So everyone was sort of floating around in a state of shock, didn't really know what to make of it. And today's no different. There's some pretty serious allegations being made, some concerns around mental health, and it's a very difficult situation for everyone to navigate. They're doing a good enough job of ripping themselves apart. They don't need me to put the boot in, so Hayley, I'm just a passive observer at the moment.
Labour will be drawn into it, of course, during the by-election. Who are you going to put up for that?
Well, it won't be me. That's all I know that much.
Parliament.
I'm back with you, mate.
I know, but as a list MP, I suppose technically I could have stood to try and win the seat, but I'm a whited upper man. I'm not going anywhere. But
do you have any ties to Botany?
I don't even know if I've been there.
Do you know
I don't even know where it is.
It's in Auckland.
I know that much. But yeah, no. I'd say that there's a very good chance we will stand a candidate. I can't give you any insight into who it would be, Hayley, but even that's not going to be a pleasant experience, because if it is National versus Jamie Lee Ross, and and he continues in the trajectory that he's started off in, it's just not going to be nice to watch. So yeah, there's more to come out of this, I'm afraid to say.
It won't be nice to watch, and so obviously Nationals candidate is going to have to be pretty strong if they're going to have to put up against Jamie Lee Ross, who will be throwing accusations left, right and centre.
We'll run a strong candidate. I've no doubt whatsoever that we will do well in that by-election. It's a safe national seat. I mean, traditionally you never take anything for granted, but I think Jamie Lee's majority's around the 14,000 person mark. We'll run a strong candidate. We'll obviously have to go through a selection process. We've got no idea who that person will be. Look, Jamie Lee will, I think, quickly become irrelevant, frankly. National does well in that seat. We'll run a strong candidate. Jamie Lee will try and disrupt things, I'm sure, but actually soon enough we'll be through it, and the people of Botany will have a good, credible, strong national representative in the Parliament.
I'm going to put you both on the spot now. Do you think that, Kieran, I'll ask you first, would your candidate return come hold up under scrutiny?
Oh, every Labor candidate hold up's under scrutiny, Hayley, there's no doubt about that. But whether or not they can win the seat, no. This is not a Labor seat by any stretch of the imagination. This is a very safe blue seat. The only question is how those blue votes will fall during the election. Will they go to the MP that they've currently got, the independent MP, or will they go to the national candidate? I guess that will depend on how this whole saga plays out, whether allegations prove to be true or false. But the Labor candidate, whoever that is, will be there proudly pushing the government's message with absolutely no expectation of winning.
Look, I'm very confident in my candidate return. Those are really important legal documents. The National Party takes the return of electoral expenses extremely seriously, and we have them independently audited all the time to make sure that we are complying with the law. So those are really important documents, and candidates sign them. And I'm very confident in mine, and I'm very confident in the National Parties as well.
Worst case scenario, Chris Bishop, Simon Bridges loses the leadership. Would you step up to it?
There's no chance whatsoever of Simon Bridges losing the leadership. We are absolutely united behind him, 100%. And if anything, I think his leadership's actually been strengthened of the events over the last week or so.
It's a shame, actually, Hayley, because aside from Simon Bridges, the one person Labor wants to lead National is Chris Bishop.
Thank you so much, both, for your time this morning. Chris Bishop and Kieran McAnulty.